Yes.
So this meeting is only for the recording purpose of trainings related to Power BI from NI Analytics. So this is a completely recorded session. By taking the permission of Vijay, we have started the recording. So let's focus on what we are discussing at the moment. And meanwhile, the topics that are to be planned for the remaining days is we started with introduction to DAX, okay, and we used some basic table functions like calculate. I mean, not the calculate function, sorry. It is calendar function and calendar auto function to create a calendar table as a whole. Now, we also talked about calculated columns. That is nothing but creating columns, which is calculated columns, referred as calculated columns, and calculated measures using DAX functions. Now, we will go on with creating an aggregation function, and we also saw some date and time functions, and we will understand what is the feature which is related to the calculate function as a whole. Okay, and if there is time, we can move on with the time intelligence DAX functions, information functions, filter functions, and as well as some mathematical and statistic functions. Now, this is completely related to DAX, and you will be focusing on writing a DAX expression in this session. Now, let me begin with few topics which we had done yesterday, which is related to data analysis expression. Now, it's a language, or I can say it as a library of functions, expressions that is present in Power BI, and it is directly used to analyze the data and know more about the data expressions that we write. Now, a simple function is how we represent like a total sales that would be equal to sum of say financials table, okay, and the column that is represented. So this becomes a table, and this becomes a column, and this one, can you let me know what is this?
Yeah, function. DAX function. Expression. Okay.
All right, and this one is the equal sign, and this is the DAX measure name, okay, and this is a DAX measure name. So this is a simple expression that we wrote, and this sum function is related to the category of DAX function, which is called as aggregate DAX functions. Is that clear? We call it as aggregate DAX functions. Is that is that clear to you?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Now it is called as aggregate DAX functions. Now focusing more on the current like expressions that we are going to deal, it is starting from the aggregate DAX functions. Now, if I go on and move to Power BI right now, this is the Power BI. Okay, 1 minute. We'll stop sharing. Share that screen. 1 minute. I think there's a hang that's going on.
Yeah. So Power BI, right? I think after the last update or something, every time we launch Power BI and run it for some time, my entire screen is going blank.
Okay, so it might be related to some softwares which is not compatible to your laptop. It might be the reason. And one more thing is, don't try to launch multiple applications at the same time. Okay. So if you are launching Power BI, do launch Power BI only once. It would be quite useful for you. Okay. And it would be quite heavy software on the RAM. Okay. So
Okay.
it takes a lot of RAM capabilities, and most percentage of it is decided by the RAM. Okay. So it would be better that you launch only Power BI at the moment. Okay.
Okay.
Got it? So please do keep in mind when you're working. So it would be better that you have a 16 GB RAM plus machine if you are using it with the latest update. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Got it? Okay.
Yeah.
Even I'm also facing the same thing right now. I think
Yeah. Because what I was doing is I was playing the video in VLC player on this thing, and then I was doing the Power BI. So it started
yeah,
hanging.
yeah. Please don't do that, and try to use the software only once. Only one software should be run. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Just a moment. I'll
Sure, take
wait
it.
for the tax. Okay. Uh, that's probably. Yes, we were talking about aggregate functions in Power BI. So this is what we will be dealing with, which is aggregation functions in Power BI. Now, can you let me know what do you mean by aggregation function? If you have come across any
Then
aggregation, yeah.
yeah, it's like use sum of sales.
Okay, good.
Something like that. I think that's an aggregate function, or the entire column.
Absolutely
You have
correct.
to add some. Yeah.
Okay, so I'll launch Power BI right now so that you could be quite easy with that. So aggregate functions is set of functions which we generally consider for sum, count, average, minimum, maximum, distinct count, and all. And we also have the x functions. Okay, we also have got the x functions, which is a replacement to the calculated columns. Okay, which is a replacement to the calculated columns. Got it? Now, this is where we will be considering the calculated columns for our direct approach. Now, in order to replace that, we'll be going for the calculated measures. Okay, so calculated measures. All right. So I think just a moment. It's opening right now. So how are you feeling? Did you practice yesterday about the functions that we
Then
discussed?
no, I know I practiced dashboards, how to create dashboards, and I used all the this thing buttons and all the tiles, move the tiles and all. Created mobile format. I was doing all of that.
Mhm.
So when I was doing that itself, the Power BI was hanging. So it was
Okay, no
frustrating.
problem at
My
all.
laptop just got hanged for some time.
Okay,
Everything
okay,
went
fine.
blank. Then I used that Control Alt Delete end
Okay,
task.
yeah, fine. So let's focus on the expressions that we are going to create right now, which is related to aggregate DAX functions. Now it is quite simple where I just right click. There is an option which is called as new measure. Okay. Now in the new measure, what we consider is creating a new measure like some average and all. So I'll quickly create some aggregation DAX functions, like let it relate to average profit. Average is a DAX function. I can just write it as profit, and I can use this average profit. Okay, I have written a measure where I want average profit, and what I'll do, I'll take a simple card visual and I consider it for average profit. Okay, I consider it for average profit. Okay, now let's focus more on the next expression that we are going to create. That is nothing but say count. Okay, so we are going for count. I'll leave minimum and maximum for you to explore, and we can go ahead with the other DAX expressions. Now, the one thing what I have here is count. So here I'll just show you both the expressions, which is distinct count and count of countries. Now you have to tell me whether I am doing it in the right way or not. Okay, I am creating an expression right now, and I'll be using count of countries. Now, do you think that this is correct?
Count of country. I think it's repeated counting, right?
No, you tell me.
Like that's a lot of countries over there. I think that's wrong.
Yes, absolutely correct. So, what Power BI does is we are going to see count of countries where each country is counted at a time. For example, if Germany is repeated thrice, it is
Mhm.
there as three countries. Okay, but technically speaking, it is incorrect. Okay, so we are going to see, like, for example, if I want to say count of states in India, I can choose another DAX expression to evaluate it, which is called as distinct count. Okay, which is called as distinct count. Is that clear? So count just counts the rows in a particular column. Now I have got distinct count, which is referred to as distinct count, where I say distinct count of country. Okay, distinct count of country. Got it? So once I use the distinct count of country, what I'll be doing here is I'll go for a card visual, and I will have the five countries here, which is distinct count of a country. Okay, I think I have written discount. It is should be distinct. Yeah, I'll just write it as distinct count of countries. Okay, so this is the distinct count of countries where you can figure out where you only have five countries. See here, that's why I have left the column graph just like this, which is nothing but the distinct count of countries which are there here. Okay, is that clear?
Yes.
Okay, see here, one, two, three, four, five countries are there. The answer that we need to get is five countries. Okay, so
So same
distinct
thing
count.
holds true if you're same thing holds true if you're counting for product also. Distinct count gives you each individual product, and count of
Yes,
this thing products
absolutely.
gives you all
Yes, absolutely. Okay, so distinct count, it counts only once.
unique ones.
Okay, only once. For example, now what is the count?
Four. A count is total five. Distinct count
Okay,
is four.
yes, exactly. Right. So the letter A is counted only once. Clear with my point?
Mhm. Yeah.
Okay, is that clear?
Yes.
Okay, yes. So this is where we figure out first the sum, average. I will leave a maximum and minimum for you to explore it. And next we have got count and distinct count. Is that clear? We have got count and distinct count. I'll
Okay.
leave these two
Maximum.
things for Vijay to explore. Is that clear?
Okay.
Okay.
Yes. Okay.
So you just explore this and you can figure it out by yourself.
Okay.
Clear? Now, I just
Yes.
told you about the X functions, which we call it as iterator DAX functions. Is that clear? We talk about iterator DAX function. Now, what is this iterator DAX functions, which is a replacement to the calculated columns, which is a replacement to the calculated columns, which we call it as iterator DAX functions. Okay, so which we call it as iterator DAX functions. Now, once we are having this iterator DAX functions, I have said that it is a replacement to the calculated columns. Okay, it is a replacement to the calculated columns. Clear? Now, let me show you how this iterator DAX function work with the help of an example, which we consider it as SumX. And this is one of the commonly asked questions in the interview as well. So be prepared. I'm giving you a quick heads up about the interview questions as well. Okay, SumX, SUM, to have X as a function. Now, it is referring to the table and the expression that we are going to write. But in the sum function, we only had a single scalar value where we referred the column. Now here, we are going to refer the table as well, which is my financials table, comma. Now, what is the next syntax it is asking me? It is expression. Okay, it is expression. Now, what is the expression that I need to write? So I need to multiply the units sold with the sale price. Okay, I need to multiply the units sold with the sale price. Okay, clear? Is that clear, Vijay?
Sorry, I was on mute. Yes, yes. Okay.
Okay, I hope that you got it. So let me take
Yes.
a card visual and show you. This is the sum x function, which also results in a scalar value. Okay, is that clear?
Yes.
Fine. So if you are not able to
Yeah.
follow it, you can just go through the recordings again so that you can follow it easily in the next time. So what is the difference between sum and SumX? So SumX is a iterator DAX function where every row is evaluated in the particular table and it is a replacement to the calculated column. Okay, and it is a replacement to the calculated column. Clear right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's not like an aggregate sum. This is like for every this
See,
thing has been every row is
this is also
multiplied.
taking an aggregate. But
Okay.
what did I do here? This is also taking an aggregate. Don't think that it's not taking an aggregate. This one is
Mm-hmm.
also taking an aggregate. Okay, and this one, the sum of the sales is also taking an aggregate. But here
Mm-hmm.
we are referring to the table, correct? And
Mm-hmm.
we are evaluating based on the expression in that particular table. I'll tell you to go, like I'm telling Power BI DAX expression to go to that table, and
Mm-hmm.
there it is asking me what is the expression that I need to do.
Mm-hmm.
I just told that it is units sold multiplied with the sale price. Okay, so in that table, wherever I have units sold and sale price, each row is evaluated. Getting my point
Okay.
here? Each row is evaluated. Got it?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Clear?
Yes, yes. Am I
Got it?
audible? Yeah.
Yeah, you are
Yes, yes.
quite audible, Vijay. Yes. So is that clear? Fine,
Yeah.
right? So because this is one
Yes.
of the important interview questions that they will be asking you. Okay. So I have sent you lots of interview questions as a PDF. Please look into it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm damn sure that one of the questions will have what is the difference between sum and sum x, or
Some
what is iterator function and all. Okay. So please work
Mm-hmm.
on your
Okay.
interview questions ASAP and
Mm-hmm.
do have a look into it. Okay. So because we are going to complete it pretty much soon, and you'll be
Mm-hmm.
left out with only facing the interviews, right?
Okay.
Yeah. So please be clear
Yes.
on that, and hopefully uh, you go through that and it would be clear. Fine. So
Definitely.
this completes the iterator DAX functions. Okay, and also the aggregate DAX functions. Okay, so very simple. It is quite easy to use it. And one more thing what I wanted to see here is I want to find out the number of rows in a table. Okay, I want to find out the number of rows in a table. How do I do it? Again, I just have to write a DAX measure. I have to write a DAX measure which will give me the total rows in the table. Okay, so I'll just write it as rows. I have count rows as an option, which is nothing but financials. Okay, the count rows as financials. Clear?
Mhm.
Got it?
Okay.
Count rows is another DAX
All.
function which counts the number of rows in that particular table.
Mhm.
Okay, so just take count rows here. I'll take it as an example, and what I'll do here is I'll just type it as count rows. See, this is 700. Okay,
Mhm. Okay. Okay.
clear?
Yeah. Yes.
Fine then. So hopefully you got an understanding about all the related DAX functions
That's
that
function.
is
Yeah.
in aggregate DAX function. Clear?
Mhm. Okay. So I just had one doubt. Okay.
Yeah,
So when you
please.
said sum x, right? Your sum x is a DAX function which counts is thing like sales into discount, like after discount price or units sold, right? Same way instead of sum x, can we use sum and multiply?
That's
Would
not
it throw a
possible
different
because
result?
okay, I'll show you both the C. This is sum. This is sum x. I'll open the sum function first, where we have got only the syntax which is showing the column. Okay,
Column.
right? You getting my point?
Okay.
Got it? See, once you
Only one column.
do it, you will come to know. See,
Okay.
you can use the sumx function and specify an expression to sum over. That is the difference between sum and sumx. Okay. So, what is the example that has been quoted here? You want to find out. You have a amount column. You
Mhm.
refer it to the sales table,
Say
and you
stable.
take the sum of it. That will
Sum.
give you a single scalar value, and it would give you the total sales. Okay. Now, next option that we have got here is the sumx function, which is resulting in a table and expression. Okay. So what is
Got
the
it.
expression that
Okay.
I
Now
need
I
to give it? I have
Some
to
some
refer
takes
to
a
a
single
table.
column, some takes a single column, some takes two or multiple columns and then gives an this thing. It
Absolutely.
gives the expression. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Got the idea, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Fine. So I hope that there is no doubt in the aggregation DAX functions in Power BI. Is it?
Mm, it's clear. It's clear.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Hello. Okay.
Yes.
I
Yes. I'm
believe that
there.
you have got it. It's fine that you
Yes.
are
Yes.
like fine, it's fine, no problem at all.
Yeah.
So moving
No
on to the
problem.
next one, I will be seeing the data labels here. I'll turn on the data labels, and I have the sum of profit by product. Okay, this is the sum of
Mhm.
profit by product. Now the next important filter function that we are going to move on is the calculate DAX function. Okay, we call it as the calculate DAX function. Now, I want you to tell me a quick revision. How do we find out the total profit by using a measure? I
This
want
thing.
total profit. How do I find out using DAX measure?
Uh, some mix of total sales
You just have to
into
use sum.
discounts.
That's all. You have a
Some.
profit
Okay. Some of
column,
totals. Okay.
right?
Okay. Yeah. Some
So you have
of profits.
profit, which is the total profit. Correct?
Okay.
Okay. So next one, I'll take a card visual, and I'll be having total profit. Okay.
Mhm.
See, this is the total profit.
Okay.
Getting my point?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, next one, what do I need to do here is I We'll take a simple card visual like this. Okay, I'll take a simple card visual like this, and I want to see only the profit related to, see, you can see here, this is one of the product which is VTT. Okay, which is one of the product which is VTT. I want to see only that profit here. Okay, see, if I interact, this will also change. Okay,
Mhm.
this will also change, but I want to see only the product sales which is related to, I mean product profit which is related to VTT. Okay, now how do I do that? See here, I have got a new measure what I can write,
Mhm.
which is called as the most important, the most powerful function in Power BI, and the most commonly used by any data analyst till now in Power BI is called as calculate DAX function. Okay, so
Mhm.
I'll write it as total profit VTT. What do I need to do? I should go for
Yeah.
calculate. Okay, I should go for
Mhm.
calculate, right? So in calculate, what should I do? It is asking me for an expression, and you have got filter 1, filter 2, filter 3, 4, and 5, and all. Okay,
Mhm.
now going on here, see, why did we use measure? We used measure because of the filter evaluation, because of filter evaluation, which is there. Okay, so we used measure for filter evaluation. Okay, which is filter evaluation. Now, one function that we have is calculate DAX function. Okay, we use calculate DAX function, right? So once we have this calculate DAX function, we are going to see how the syntax of the calculate DAX function would work, right? So every DAX function has the syntax. Now I go for calculate DAX function. This is the expression. Clear? This is the expression. This is filter 1, filter 2, and all. Okay. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 will also be there. Don't think that only two filters will be there. You can use n number of filters in the calculate expression. Got it? Now,
Mhm.
the first expression that I need to figure out based on the data here is we have got total profit VTT. Now, I say that VTT is the product name. Okay, VTT is the product name. And this one, I want to find out the total profit of the particular product, that is VTT. Okay, now, according to you, what would be the expression? Can you think?
Expression will be like product and sales, product into sales. Total,
Can you be a bit more specific here?
the product VTT product and into the number of sales,
Okay, I'll make it clear, much more clear for you.
total sales.
See,
Yeah. Sorry.
you got a salary of say 1 lakh rupees, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, after doing the course, you get into a good company, and in
Mm-hmm.
England or maybe in some other place in Europe, you get a good salary. Now, room rent would be there, loans would be there,
Mm-hmm.
fuel charges, your entertainment, and then your savings. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, out of this 1 lakh, 20,000 is your loan amount. Okay. Now, how would I figure out the value here, which is only for the loan amount? It is from 1 lakh that you earn, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now,
Value for the loan amount. Okay.
the same way, what you need to understand here is you're finding out the total profit for the product name only VTT. Okay. Only for the product name VTT. So, what should you filter? That is the product name you will filter it. But what should be the expression that you will filter?
Yeah, total profit I think minus is
No, no, no. See, total profit is the option. See, out of total profit, you are finding out for VTT, right?
VTT. Mm-hmm.
Isn't it? So that's how you will be
Yeah.
calculating the total profit. Okay. So I'll write down one of the total profit here. See, that's why
Mm-hmm.
a measure needs to be written for finding
Mm-hmm.
out the filter evaluation, which is based on the calculate function. Okay. So I'm done with the expression, which is total profit. Now, comma. So what is VTT?
The product.
It is the product name. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Or yeah, it's just product here. Okay. Product. That should be equal to, that should be equal to double inverted quotes VTT. Okay. Double inverted quotes VTT. Clear with my point? So this is your first DAX expression that you are writing in order to find out what is the total profit for the product VTT. Okay. Clear with the point?
Okay. Yeah. Yes. So just taking out, filtering out the rows which has VTT and seeing how much profit and adding it up.
Absolutely right. Correct. See, this is
Mm-hmm.
3.3 million.
Okay.
Okay. See, now I'll show you. It is only showing you 3 million here. Okay, 3
Mm-hmm.
million here. But if I just expand the data labels, values,
Two decimal
see, it is
places.
3.3 million. 3.03 million. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
clear with the point?
Okay. Yeah.
Got it?
Yes.
Now let's try one more time and let's figure out the total profit for PASIO. Okay, total profit for PASIO, right? So let's go for writing a new measure again, which is related to, now I want the total profit by PASIO. Okay, I want the total profit by PASIO. Got it? So what should I write?
Okay.
I should write, say any name. So I'll just
Calculate
write it
measure.
as profit PASIO. Okay, so I'll use calculate. Now tell me the expression.
Total profit.
Absolutely correct. Very good. You're picking up.
uh,
Comma. Yeah.
Comma filter. Filter the this thing. Passive product passive equal to, then in brackets passive. Yeah.
Okay. Figured it out. That's good. So this is how we evaluate the filter context evaluation. Clear with my
Mhm.
point?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, I have got it. Now let me just take a card visual and show you profit of PASIO. Okay. Clear right now?
Mhm. Yeah.
See, it is 4.80 million. See here.
Eight.
Highest.
Yeah.
Clear with the point?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now I'll introduce one more DAX function. Say, for example, in this card visual, I want to find out the percentage of PASIO profit to the total profit. Okay. What do I want here? Let me just explain to you. There is a requirement that your boss is asking in this card visual, give me the percentage of PASIO profit to total profit. Okay. Getting my point here, Vijay?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
what would you do? In simple mathematics, what would you do?
Mm. So total
Because
profit by
as
this
a data analyst,
profit.
let me tell you, as a data analyst,
Mhm.
whenever a question is asked, try to think and then give the answer, because we want critical thinking to develop in in any data analyst. Okay, so in any business problem or any measure that you want to evaluate, you should think first what is the given requirement and then jump on to the solution. Okay. Yeah. I just asked you a question which is related to finding out the percentage of profit passive to the total profit. First, tell me how would you do it in simple maths?
Uh, Divide this thing, total profit by passive into 100.
Total profit by passive
Okay,
is 100.
profit of passive by total profit into 100.
Yes, you used a word which is called as divide. Yes, we are going to see another DAX function, which is a mathematical related DAX function, which is called as divide. Okay, which is called as divide. Okay, so divide DAX function, or I'll just write it as percentage of passive, which would be equal to divide, which would be equal again numerator, which is profit passive, comma total profit. Clear right now?
Mhm.
Okay. Yes. So I have just used syntax which was there in divide, and I find out the percentage of passive. Now you might ask me that it is in decimal. You promised me that it should be in percentage. Yes, I told you it's in percentage. If you click on that DAX measure, if you click on percentage here, see display the
Mhm.
values in the column in percentage. Yes, I can click on that, and the measure what I have selected would turn out into a percentage, which is 28.40%.
Mhm.
Clear right
Okay.
now?
Mhm. Yeah.
Got it?
Yes.
All right. Is it fine?
Yeah, it's clear.
Clear, right? Or there is
Mhm.
another option that you can also try. See, now I will be finding out percentage of VTT profit. Okay. So what I'll do here, I'll just use another DAX expression, or a DAX operator to be precise, is percentage of VTT profit. That would be equal to total profit VTT divided by total profit. Okay, total profit. I'll just evaluate that expression, or I'll just commit to that expression, and I have the VTT profit in a single card visual. Okay, in a single
Mhm.
card visual, I take it. Okay, where is it? Okay, see here, 0.18. Double click that, turn it into a percentage. Okay, see it is 17.9. Clear with that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? Got it?
Yes.
Okay, now I'll give you certain tasks. You just have to
Mhm.
do it, and let me know by next week, or maybe tomorrow if I have class, I'll take it. So you should find
Mhm.
out using calculate function. Using calculate function, find out uh, percentage of say segments, uh, all the segments, which means all the segments you have to find out percentage of
Mhm.
say month name in different months. What is the number? A percentage of sales. Okay, got it?
Mhm.
Clear? So you do that and
Yeah.
let me know. Now the meeting will end. That's why
Mhm.
you do that and
Mhm.
let me know. And I'll see that
Mhm.
you will have another class tomorrow. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Sure, Vijay. Thank you then.
Okay. Thank you. See
Okay.
you tomorrow.
Sure, sure, sure. Please do that and you have to show me tomorrow. Okay.
Definitely. Definitely.
Okay, Vijay. Okay,
Okay.
sure. Please practice, and you